family, Astro World. Welcome back to another episode of the Hardwood and AstroTurf Talk Show Peoples. Ah, boy, last week it was the Wild West. This week it's Armageddon in the West. Like, it's crazy right now. Things are wild. Tables are going crazy. People shifting down at a rapid rate. People coming up at just as a rapid rate as people coming down. And we got a lot to talk about today, peoples. But as always, before we start, gotta check in with the boys. Hakeem, long time, man.
It's been a long time. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm feeling rejuvenated. I'm feeling rejuvenated. Feel well rested. I feel like I'm ready to be back in the stream. I guess I feel like LeBron. We're just ready to go again. We're back in action. Time to go. Time to go.
Fair enough. What going on with you, Rayvon?
You know how it is. Just keeping it easy, simple, breezy. Ready to talk NBA, as always.
Well, we got some juicy topics to talk about. So you say you're ready, so we can see. You can see.
What's the word,
People,
Hans?
if you-
What's the word,
what's the
Hans?
word?
Me and my answer. What's the word, Hans?
Man, your word is life, boy. That's the word. I ain't gonna
Well, we
lie.
got it.
Gospel.
We got it, so we got to be here today.
Give
So
thanks.
give thanks.
Yeah,
It's
boy.
true.
It is what it is, just
Mhm.
going through the motions. Last week was a good week for me. Actually, over the weekend, I actually get a chance to rest. And
Yeah, man, to that.
today at work, big man, I didn't feel like working at all. I was all in rest mode still.
Don't
So,
don't 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 let don't let don't let the boss man hear you.
man, it is what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, happy to be on the stream to talk some NBA stuff. Peoples, if you're in the stream, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Give you a couple of seconds to do that. Thank you, appreciate it. And follow us at Astro Bros on all social media that you can see in your bottom right hand screen right now. People, let me dive into it. The Lakers. Beginning of the season, the Lakers was looking real shaky. Even coming up to a couple months ago, Lakers was looking shaky. Then the trade window opened, and we see a lot of movement on Lakers side. They caught a lot of players. Some players thought they were, safe, and they ended up being shifted. So a lot of movement happened at the Lakers, and based on how they've been playing and based on where they were compared to where they are now, seems like they've made the right moves to move forward. What are your guys' thoughts about Lakers, and will they even make it out of the playing?
So let me go first on this one. So as a Lakers fan, as a LeBron fan, I have the highest confidence in my team. From day one, yes, I believe in Lakers to go all the way. No, I would say, my faith, I was shaking a bit. They were struggling initially. They had their problems. I would say Russell Westbrook was one of the main problems, although he was playing better this year from last year. He still was, a thorn in our foot. And some trades happened. He got shifted. Pat Bev without, although Pat Bev wasn't too bad. We got some new players. I think the Lakers are finally turning a new leaf. And I'm not gonna say we're playing at a high level right now, an elite level, but being 6-4 in our last 10 games without LeBron, is encouraging signs. And to see we're playing defense now at last, before we couldn't get a stop, no defense. To see we're actually playing solid defense now is also encouraging. So I feel like the Lakers have a great opportunity at present. They're moving up. They're right now in the playing tournament. I think they are in ninth. So that's way better than what they were before. So when a little two wins, hopefully by the time we get to the end of the season, hopefully we're in six. I think it's very possible. The games is only like 1 or 2 games separating the 6th or 7th seed from where we are right now. So a good 5-game winning streak. Apply the pressure. Not too many games left back. I believe we might even have to play the playing tournament if everything works out. And I ain't to say A lot of the other teams, superstars in the West, have some injuries. I think the Lord is looking on and saying, Lakers, this is your time to shine. This is your time to go. So we just here ready for it to go. And ready.
Can they do it, Rayvon? Do you agree with Hakim? Can they do it?
Anything is possible in the West at the moment. Truthfully, we can talk about this team a little bit later, but we see the Pelicans rising up. Yes, yesterday the Pelicans were in the seventh spot. Truthfully speaking, the Pelicans were in the 12th last week when we did the CM discussion. Pretty sure if you go back and watch our last week's video, you see
Yep.
Pelicans there at the bottom on the outside looking in at the playoff picture, in the play-in picture at the bottom. I know the Pelicans are where they sitting right now. I don't know if you got it up there. Huh?
They're eight. I think they're eighth right now from the
They,
scene.
it's so
Timberwolves are in
volatile.
seventh and they're
Yeah,
in eighth. Yeah.
it's so volatile right now. So anything is possible. One game could take you all the way to the bottom. One game, losing one game could take you to the bottom. Winning one game could take you to the top. Right now, the Suns are in jeopardy of being in this position, 39 and 35 on the season as well. So just give me an example. Like anything is possible. Do I think the Lakers have what it takes to do it? They should, with LeBron coming back. This, as Hakim correctly said, this unit has looked 10 times better, I would say, in my eyes, than what they had before,
Facts.
especially offensively. Looks a lot more fluid. Westbrook isn't, turning over the ball every minute. Even though, yes, as Hakim said, he was playing a lot better coming on to you know, his last few games before he departed. Uh, he still wasn't a great fit. They really, really need shooting. They got some shooting. They got some spacing, and that makes the world of a difference. Lost the last game on Saturday, I think it was against
Yeah.
against the Bulls. Or is it Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday?
That was yeah. I
Last
think it was
night,
Sunday.
yeah, Sunday
Yeah.
against the Bulls, which was
Pat
tough.
Bev.
Yeah, LeBron
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
really have it going. Pat Bev came out and
He,
said
he was
he's doing
rusty.
all he
He was
can to
rusty.
stop the Lakers. The Lakers, the Lakers proceeded to the playoffs. So he came out on fire. Um, I
Yep.
I can't agree too much with Hakim on the defensive side. That was a
So
game
you don't
where the
you don't think
Bulls
we
they
you don't
improved.
think we got better defensively?
They improved, but I feel like their defensive when Anthony Davis was on that MVP tier, that defense for that stretch of time was elite. That was elite defense to me. This defense, they still got a lot of things to work out. You got players that bring offense and little to no defense, like Malik Beasley for example. He's into the mix now. You ask him to take on a little bit more of a defensive role because he lost some defensive guys. Russell Russell wasn't that great on defense, but he wasn't that
You have
bad either.
Vanderbilt right there in the thick of it.
Yeah, he didn't think
And
of it.
Rui Hachimura plays some pretty good defense as well too.
Yeah, but what about the other guys? You got Dennis Schroeder.
Well,
Okay.
Dennis was never.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to get some steals and he's gonna be a menace
Mhm.
off the ball. He's gonna try to create some
Dennis the
problems for the team.
menace.
So
Well, I mean,
but you
yeah,
have to play to your strengths.
yeah, and then
He's
and then when
6'1"
D'Lo
and
comes back,
6'2".
D'Lo is not really that good on defense either. So I don't know how big is their defensive ceiling, but the offensive ceiling is I think where they will be able to capitalize on and improve their pace of play, style of play, their offensive output, and possibly impact winning the next couple of games that they have to go. The only reason that I would give, why I would say yes, they can get out of the plane is that they have the second most favorable schedule out of these teams that are left that are fighting for these positions from 4 to 12, just behind, just
Mhm.
ahead of the Thunder. Sorry, well, just behind the Thunder. Yeah, Thunder has the
Yeah,
easiest schedule left, one of the easiest schedules left. So the Lakers have they got
they have a
yeah,
great
the
opportunity.
opportunity
They have a
to take advantage and put themselves in a position to be where they never thought they would have been given how the season would have started. So
I agree to that. I agree to that.
But you know that
And
these teams. Go ahead, Hakim.
and the thing is, right, I was saying at first we can move into six, but right now there's two games. Is this a two-game difference between the Suns in fourth and the Lakers in ninth? So let's say, as I reiterate, a 5-game winning streak can work wonders at this time right now.
hmm
And I'm hoping Braun is back. He's a little rusty, but if he can catch by his legs and AD can continue playing AD and be a little more consistent, I believe we're gonna get finish as I said 6 or above and be a great position for the playoffs. Get some rest for LeBron, much needed rest. I'm gonna say we don't need the playing tournament. If something doesn't work out, we any playing tournament, I pray for whoever has to face the Lakers.
Well. I just said something and I take it back. So I want to take it back right now. The Lakers have 7 games left, right? Because I thought they had a more favorable schedule than they did.
It's not
They
that
have.
bad.
I can tell you what is bad. They have 7 games left. Out of those 7 games, one, two, three, four, five are against teams that are vying for a spot in this whole 4 to 12 range.
But
So
that's a great thing.
it's a great thing because,
You
but
could control that. You could control your destiny.
yes, you could control your destiny, but just as easy as you could control it, it could be controlled by somebody else too. Because every
I
single
don't
one of
think
those
it that
games,
easy, boy.
every single one of those games are a must-win game. Even against Utah, Utah on the outside of the plane looking in for the past few weeks. They're probably going to be going hard to get our spot as well. So like this is playoff time. They gotta treat these next 7 games as a a playoff
Playoff,
series.
a playoff series. Seven.
Seriously, they got
We need the best.
Minnesota, Utah twice, Clippers once, and the Suns once in this next stretch. So
Bro, Clippers, Suns, and then you got hungry teams like Ray was saying, looking to get
Jazz.
into the playing tournament.
mhm.
That was
Uh,
actually the point that I was trying to make earlier. Even though some of these teams people might think kind of out of it,
Yeah,
these teams still got a lot of firepower to upset other teams,
even the Rockets,
right?
they're playing the Rockets.
Look, we
In
got to
this,
beat the Brits. We got Lakers got to beat the Brits of the Rockets. You see what happened
you
last
know
time?
the funny thing
That
about
can
it, the funny
that
thing about
cannot
it,
happen again. That cannot happen again.
the funny
The
thing about
Lakers,
it, Hockey. Go ahead, sorry.
the Lakers. I don't know what Lakers doing last time. I think AD had an off night, but no, I think AD was rested if I'm not mistaken. But see the Rockets, that easy peasy there. We cannot lose to the Rockets again. We cannot. If we lose to the Rockets again, forget about it. It's called that day. At that point in time,
But you
I don't
still
know.
got
Is it?
6 more games.
Yeah, but you can't lose. The Rockets is an easy win. You gotta take the wins. As I said, 7 games left
Wins
back.
ain't easy no more,
You
boy.
have to. You gotta beat the Rockets. You gotta beat the Jazz. Timberwolves must. If you could beat the Suns, that's it. We going through for sure. Cause the Suns that'd be a vital win there. So at least the Timberwolves, Suns, Rockets. And you need one more win. So call it the Clippers. Cause the Clippers are ahead of us.
These games gonna be tough. That's
Most
that's all I
definitely.
want to say.
So
These games definitely gonna be tough.
you predicting they're going 1, 2, 3, 4. So you predicting they're going 4-3 in the next 7 games?
So all right. So I got the Bulls. The Bulls is
Manager
tomorrow.
Hakim
So
hoping.
I believe we're gonna go 4-3
Hmm.
in that's 7, maybe 5. I got
Who
them to beat
Lakers
the
losing
Bulls.
to?
I got them to beat the Bulls. They can't let the Bulls beat them again. Timberwolves. Then again, I don't know about Timberwolves, boy. So the Bulls, Rockets, Jazz, Clippers, and possibly the Suns. I don't feel we're gonna beat Timberwolves for some reason.
So you beating Jazz twice is what you're saying? Or are you beating
Nah,
Jazz
beat Jazz
once?
once. Beat Jazz
Okay.
once.
All right, I think
That,
they
la- that
lose.
last game, that last game, we already qualified, so we'd be good to go.
I
We
think
ain't loser.
I think they lose to the Rockets again. I I,
No, no,
I, I
no.
feel that's happening because I think that these teams that are at the end that are eliminated from the playoffs right now are trying to prove something. They're trying to be the
Yep.
menaces
Trying to,
and beat
They
some
trying to
gonna
teams
prove
that are
work
what?
trying to.
hard.
They're trying to.
They're
They're
trying
trying to. First of all, these guys that at the end of the bench trying to play for some money. Number one, that's number one. So even
Mhm.
though the season is over for the franchise on the whole, this season ain't over for the players because they're still trying to get stats up so that they can make some money come next year. Especially guys at the end of the bench and what's not looking for a contract for next season, the free agency, all that
It's
sort
hard.
of
It's hard
stuff.
to get. It's hard to score 20 points on 2 minutes of playing time.
But hey, if you get any playing time because the coaches determine well, we ain't really got much to play for us, so let the other guys play. That don't really get played. Then these are things that's happened. We see this with
Yep.
the Hornets.
Upsets.
Hornets beating the Mavs twice in a row last week. So
Crazy.
even though all they say, God watch out for these little teams that say, oh man, that's an easy win. Especially Lakers because they should have won that game, that last Rockets game, and they didn't. They found a way to fumble the bag significantly. They wouldn't be in the position that they are in now, which is not a bad one, but they could have been significantly better.
I think that game would have made them 500 if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, it would have. So And right now, any extra game is significantly better in this West. So, like,
Yeah, boy.
I skeptical about that Rockets game. That might just bring some more drama to the whole thing. I say they go. I say they go 4-3 too. I think they beat the Jazz twice. Um, I say they beat the Lakers, and then my fourth,
No, no,
You
no.
mean the Clippers?
the Clippers. Sorry, Clippers. Sorry, Clippers. I say they beat the Clippers,
Hating on the Lakers,
and
man.
they
You
they
hating on
either
the Lakers, man.
they. I don't think actually they might be the Suns. Actually, I would say because
I don't
Yeah,
think
these
them
times
beating Clippers though, to be honest.
I feel
that
like
was a
they
must
be
win.
the
You
Clippers.
see the Clippers and the Suns are a must win game right there.
Yeah, like that's two
I
games.
don't see them. I don't see them beating Clippers. Nope.
But I give them 4-3. Uh, once LeBron is back and playing that, I know it's going to take him a couple games.
A
Yeah,
decent level, a decent
so
level.
like maybe for that same Rockets game, he'll probably be back to some level of himself. I am
And
not
not
sure
going to
about the
lose.
Chicago game. I feel like the Bulls might beat them again. Timberwolves game, I feel like the Timberwolves will beat
Because
them as
Pat
well.
Bev can try to prove a point for
Yeah,
sure.
and the Timberwolves playing pretty good right now as well. So there's that. And we
All
got we
teams walking on
yeah
glass bottles
yeah.
right now.
So
I should say crush glass bottles because it's tough. It's tough.
mhm,
Anything can happen. Teams could lose by 2 points, small point. Could be
yeah,
a hard fought loss.
it's
You
true.
never know.
It's going on to the wire.
Um, hey, our predictions last week proved some of these things, but we can get to that a little later. We talked about Lakers' rise,
Hmm.
but a team that not many really expected to plummet this hard has plummeted this hard. And we're talking about the Mavs, Dallas Mavericks with superstars Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Ever since the trade, Kyrie had early success, went 2-0 before Luka joined the court with him. And then from there, it seems like everything just went down. Thoughts on that, Rayvon?
Well, I sent you guys a stat over the weekend after that loss to the Hornets. So
Yeah.
stat music saying Luka and Kyrie made a debut together on February 11th. The Mavs were the fourth seed in the West. At that point in time, that would have been on Saturday, I think. The Mavs have now gone 5-13 since that debut. If there's anything that could have, this is probably like the Mavs' worst nightmare. Literally, like it could not have been any worse. 5-13, two elite
Mhm.
offensive talents, and you know what this is always what this goes to show? Defense matters. Yes, at the end of the day,
Yep.
buckets is got to be scored to win the game, but defense matters. From the time the trade was done, I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the show already too. Like
Yeah, we
Yep.
did.
what, who is going to guard for them? They traded away some of their best defenders. Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie is decent on defense. They didn't have Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber came back now, but he's going to need some time. He was one of their best defenders before he got hurt last year. He's going to need some time to reacclimate himself, but
Mhm.
he can't do it alone. Luca, a sieve on defense. Kyrie could
Slow,
play defense if he if
flat-footed.
he if he chooses to, but there's
Yeah,
only so
but
much you could do as a smaller man in the
yeah,
NBA. Like it'd be so
exactly.
hard to
This
guard
plays.
when you
Yeah,
don't got the
exactly.
size. Uh, so they in shambles. They don't got a center. Well, I don't know why they don't play JaVale McGee. That's my question. Like I know he's gone older and what's
Yeah,
not, but he's still a pretty good defensive player. He won a chip with the Lakers just a few years ago in the bubble,
yep.
Hmm.
and was a defensive anchor for
He
them.
wa-
I
and he
don't
and he only won a chip with the Golden State, if I'm not
exactly.
mistaken.
So like he's proven that he has the pedigree to be a stabilizing force. I'm not sure why Jason Kidd isn't playing him. Um, like so many things going wrong, and it all goes to defense. On top of that, we talked about it last time, Hans, with the dynamic between, you know, Kyrie and Luka at the closer games because there've been a few close games
Yeah.
and they've
Hmm.
dropped each of them for most of the time. and it's like trying to figure out this dynamic. Way should I let Kyrie go? Should I let Luka
Yeah.
go? Yada yada. And I feel like more often than not, Luka has been the one deferring, which shouldn't really be the case. This is your team, Luka. You gotta take hold. You gotta take a stand.
But
Like,
that even
yo,
goes all the way back to people asking whose team this is now,
yeah,
who is going to step up and take that lead, who's going to bite first, right? And I think both of them trying to be too humble in certain situations to trust the other person.
yeah,
And you can't really have that. You still got to try to back yourself as that player to bring the team, to victory, especially when it get into those crunch times. So they got to figure out either one or the other or both. Like some level of decisiveness has to take place in order for the Mavs to shine in the fourth quarter. Because right now, I think that has been killing them mostly. Obviously, when they get bad starts to games, obviously that plays in as well because it is a lot tougher to come up. But when they have had the game pretty close for the most game and then lose it so easily in the fourth quarter, like you say, with these two offensive powers, like is mind blowing. And to go what 5-13, you said
yeah. Same situation.
11-13.
that's crazy to me. To me, it is actually disappointing, honestly.
Yeah, right now I would classify them as the most disappointing team in the league, bar none.
Yeah.
Like before, maybe I would have said the Pelicans, but right now, this is an atrocious state to be in. And factor this in as well. When this season is done, Kyrie could go to a totally different team at the end of the day, and they still be in shambles. Like the move to get Kyrie was such a risk, and the result that is, that is
So
playing out
far,
right now
so
is,
far,
yeah,
so
so
far, it's
far
not
that's
panned
playing
out.
out is probably their worst nightmare, because again, this doesn't only have implications for no one making the playoffs or whatever the case may be. It can
Right.
have implications for Kyrie's decision to stay or not. You know, so because you gotta
That's
remember
true.
he's a free agent at the end of the season, so it's like
That's
so
true.
much is hanging on their immediate success, and that hasn't panned out.
You
So
think they would go for some defensive bodies before Kyrie, like trading Kyrie? Well, then there's a
You
factor.
can't.
Like you mentioned Kyrie, like it's free agent, but
Yeah.
do you think that they would at least present a model for Kyrie to at least consider staying and then like bringing that defensive power that they need?
Well,
You think that that's a route that they could take, or
truthfully, you could show Kyrie the Holy Grail. You could show Kyrie anything. I just feel like at the end of the day, Kyrie could do whatever he want, whatever Kyrie want to do. So I don't
Mhm.
know how Kyrie is one of the hardest persons to predict or to understand something. So I don't know
and
what
probably
is
to
the way.
please?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what would be the approach. Whether it's showing a model, whether it's showing him money, because he would say that money don't matter when that ain't really the
Hmm.
case. um, I don't know what they would do to keep Kyrie. Kyrie would have to want to stay on his own. Like I don't think there's any factors that I could think about outside of basketball that would influence his decision to stay. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I feel like they tried to acquire Uncle Drew, but what they actually got was great Uncle Drew because the the productivity has not really been there consistently, and he got injured to be size two. So I feel like
He make out the
to pick
glass
back
too.
on what Rayvon said, I feel like they as you said they were in fourth, and now to be in the playing tournament, or sorry, just outside the playing tournament, they've been a disaster. They Kerry and Luka being two ball dominant players, right? This is what exactly the media was saying. I think about James Harden and Kyrie.
Yeah.
How would they be able to work together? And they found a way. And I guess people say, you know what? If they could do it, Kyrie and Luka could do it. But it's not been working. And I feel like Mark Cuban gotta be like, what have we done here? I mean, all hope is not lost, but he must be like, what have I done here? I traded away the future. I know Luka doesn't even know like, if he's the same superstar anymore. He's now almost reverted to a star. Kyrie, Kyrie started off pretty hot, but I said he got injured. They can't find the rhythm. They can't quite gel together. who takes the last, who takes the. They're like they play great ball for 3 quarters, but they don't know what to do in the fourth quarter. They don't know how to close the game, and until they find out rhythm, until Jason Kidd is able to find out rhythm that closing lineup and how to let those two superstars kind of play well together and work as a unit, they're gonna be in trouble. And as you said, all the offensive power in the world, but they have no defense. It was already tough before, but now they trade away defensive players. Like I feel like they are in problems. And you know what we'll love to see happen? You find out Kyrie is a free agent at the end of the season. I think he's gonna do like a Kawhi. Just make a pit stop in Toronto and then dip out to the real organization he wants to join. So Kyrie making a pit stop in Dallas and then just travel a
ain't
little,
want Kyrie. Trust me.
and then travel a little further south and go straight to the Lakers. I feel,
That's not going to happen.
That's
We got
not
some
gonna
comments that I really want make known to the chat. I mean to the stream. Xavier saying Darwin Ham needs to be held accountable. Or if you want to shed some light on that.
I
What's your
think
reaction to
I think he's still kind of trying to go through the rotation, see what's happening. Because yes, the trade happened a little bit ago, but he's still going to find the optimum lineup to go with. Plus reintegrating AD, plus reintegrating LeBron. There's some stuff that he has to tweak out. I know there's not a lot of time, but you don't really got a choice because you got to find what works. No, I don't know what suggestions you would have for Darwin Ham to make. I think the rotation has been okay, and you got to also factor in that another player that came over in the trade has been out with injuries as well, D'Lo.
D'Lo.
So
yeah.
it's a little bit hard on the coach when these things are happening. You got kind of a skeleton staff, for lack of a better term, to work with.
Yeah.
So, but they have been able to find a way to pull out some games on the backs of Austin Reeves, playing at a superstar level.
AR
Yeah, yeah. And they got some good Troy Brown Jr. playing well as well. They gained some good production from these supporting cast. So
All the
I
players
can't say
actually, I
he's
would
doing a
say.
terrible job because he has to be motivating these guys to step up, and in the times that they have garnered a good result. So I can't really put. Yes, there's some blame that is on Darren Ham, but I feel like I gotta give him a little leeway because it's something that he's still trying to figure out.
Fair enough.
I feel like
go
I
ahead.
feel like he was doing before the trade. I definitely a lot of blame could go on him. Although Russ had a big part of playing it. Since the trade, he's been, I think, am I playing coaching as well as he can be. The only problem I have is I think the Rockets game when he rested 80, they were on the verge of being a 500 team and they rested 80 on the back to back. Now I don't. There was no known injury report. He was on the injury. There was no injury known to AD. It was just a matter of rest. He should have been like, AD, we need you to play this back to back. We need you to play this game. That was the only problem I would say have on him, have for Durham, since he got his new cohort of players. He rotates pretty well, but that game should have said, AD, we need you for this game. Braun is out. We need you to take the lead. We need you to bring this game home. And they'll be in a way better position right now.
Xavier also mentioned both Kyrie and Luka don't play defense. We kind of touched on that a little bit. Saying Luka's a sieve and Kyrie's size really don't match up to a lot of these guys on the defensive end. And then he said that they traded away the depth of the team.
Yeah,
He also
literally.
touched on like all the supporting cast that would have definitely benefited them on the defensive end in that team. So hey, it's dark clouds hovering over the Mavs right now, and honestly, I would like to see them get into the plane and stay in the plane and see what they can do from there.
So
I-
who would you take out?
actually
Does he
think
think?
that Lakers and Mavs kind of swap roles over the past couple of months because we were looking at Lakers saying Lakers in a tough spot. Lakers ain't gonna make it. Lakers gonna be up.
Wait, you guys
That's when
were
Mavs
saying
was
that.
up.
You guys were
Yes,
saying
we
that.
were
Yeah,
saying
I was
that.
saying it for
Not
sure.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
Not you. Even though you was on your knees every morning and night, praying, hoping. But it seems like roles kind of reverse for these two teams. Like they kind of swap positions, and Mavs has kind of got to Lakers' spot faster than Lakers could get to Mavs' spot, to be honest. But that's the way it is. So with that, we can break right now. When we come back, peoples, we can be talking about the top 5 matchups that we all want to see in the playoffs and the play-in tournaments, regardless of whoever the league picks to match up against one another. We got our own that we would like to see that will make this season, that we think will make this season even more exciting. So with that, we'll be right back. Astro World, we back talk about this top 5 matchups that we got in the first round of the playoffs and in the playing tournament. Let me start with you, Roybon. Who you got to at least make the playing?
Well, I could just start. I got five matchups that I want to see in the playing slash the first round of the playoffs. So just to clarify
Okay.
again, we doing or the most exciting matches that we would want to see for either the first round of the playoffs or the playing or both. So to start off, I'd like to see the Warriors versus the Lakers in the playing. Just like the first time it came about. That was like last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I ain't sure, whichever.
The
But
Lakers. I don't
the
think
war,
Lakers
yeah,
play. The Lakers play the Warriors.
yeah. I think
Did
the
it?
Warriors have played the Lakers and they play in either last year
Wait.
or the year before. One of the, whichever the two. But
Mm-hmm.
you get to see LeBron versus Steph. Yes, in a place that we wouldn't normally expect to see them. We accustomed to seeing them these guys at the end of the at the penultimate series of the season. You know.
Hmm.
But I think it's a fun thing for the playing because it's something that you introduce. You got two of the faces of the league going up against each other. Probably going to get a lot of views. Probably going to get a lot of hype behind it. So I'd like to
Yeah.
see that matchup again.
Winner
Um,
takes it all.
yeah, like to lock up the seventh seed or something like that. Um, so that's my first one. My second one is the Wolves versus Grizzlies. Uh, I could say that was one of the most exciting series from last year. The Wolves versus Grizzlies. You can ask anybody that into basketball or just watch the
Yeah.
playoffs on the whole. That was even though it was, you could see the inexperience and what's not in both of the teams. It was still
Right.
a fun series nonetheless. Uh,
Yeah.
so I'd like to see that rematch, even though some of those guys that were critical in that series are going to be out for the Grizzlies, for example. Um, Still should be an exciting one. The Wolves might have to get Gobert specifically due to the weaknesses they would have spotted coming from that series, being out rebounded by the Grizzlies, etc., etc. A lot
Yeah.
more technical stuff. We get to see how the Gobert addition would play into that series now. That has been a year apart. Gobert has had time to settle with the team a little bit. So I think that should be an exciting one. We got, of course, Ja versus Ant, two high flyers, uh, two future faces of the league, getting buckets at a high level.
Two exciting players
So
too. Yeah.
yeah, and not to mention the defensive side of stuff. We got Gobert and we got Jaden McDaniels, two great defenders as well. We got Jaren Jackson Jr., considered to be the defensive player of the year for this year so far. I don't know if
Hmm.
he's going to end up winning it, but a lot going on there that could lead to an exciting series. We don't know, as you say, we don't know if it's going to happen, but I think that would be one to watch out for. Uh, I got the Philadelphia versus the Heat in the first round. If we get that matchup, I think that could be pretty heated. As you guys know, I
No pun
predicted.
intended.
Yeah, yeah, no pun intended.
Pun unintended.
Uh, uh, as you guys know, I predicted the Sixers to get the one seed. It doesn't look like they're going to get it because the Bucks can't stop winning. Um,
Hey,
but
DNA.
it's true. But ultimately, I don't think that the Sixers are going to get very far in the playoffs. Truthfully, and I think a good test for them would be the Heat, and I think that would be an interesting series. We got Bam versus Embiid. I guess you could say Jimmy versus Harden. I think the
Mhm.
Heat has a good defensive side to match up against the Sixers to some extent. The X
Hero
factor would say
versus
Tyrese Maxey, two
within the,
flamethrower
yeah, see,
guys.
yeah,
Like they got somebody for everybody on the team, like to kind of match up. So I
exactly.
think that should be an exciting series. And Jimmy Butler always turns up for the playoffs, so he's going to
Yeah.
be on a different
Playoff,
level.
playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy is a different animal. So uh, if it was the Philadelphia 76ers, I'd be scared to see the Heat in the first round. Um, and if it was Doc Rivers, I'd be scared to have the coach against Eric Spoelstra in the first round as well. So I think that would be a fun one to see. Probably very tactical. Um, Probably a few lower scoring games more than lately because he kind of struggles on offense. Um, and it's going to be slow because you got Jimmy Butler, free throw merchant, and then the other bigger free throw merchant at Embiid in this game right now. So it's going to be a tough one. Very similar teams to some extent. I think that would be exciting. And
That's a really good matchup when you
yeah,
look at it
yeah,
on
on
paper
paper.
that way. It's like, yeah. You got this, we got this. Let me see who better.
It
You
is
know?
true.
Yeah.
And then I got the Mavs versus Suns. This may be a far cry for something that actually happens because of what we just talked about with the Mavs being
Hmm.
pretty much already playing right now. But anything can
Yeah,
happen
and
between the
they're
next 7 games.
what I want to look in tough, to be
So
honest.
I don't know, but we seen it in the regular season
You could put that
matchups.
on your wish list.
Yeah, this is a wish
You
list
got you,
again.
you got you got you got to talk to Furry,
I mean, I guess
but I
so.
want to happen.
I gotta say a prayer. I gotta get on my knees for this one because I don't know.
But
Um,
it's a fourth.
I mean, hey, anything is possible, right? But uh, I don't see Mavs getting all the way up to fifth. I don't think that's possible. They will have to win their last 8 or 7 games. Right now, they're beating the
You have to hope
Pacers.
the Suns get. Then again, the Suns can't even the Suns can't even get a third because they're 6 games behind the pace.
Exactly.
So that they
So
the best take out for us fourth.
the only thing that will have to happen is Suns lose a bunch of games. They end up being in the play-in or something like that. That's the only way that could actually
Nah,
happen.
bro.
But I ain't trying to see that. I would like to see them in the first round, but I don't
Yeah.
think it would happen. But that I does that's my that was my favorite match that I would like to see. I don't know how
Yeah.
possible it will be now, but Devin Booker versus Luka, we know they got beef. KD versus
Mhm.
Kyrie, former
Yeah,
teammates.
but could got beef for everybody.
It seems so. It seems so. With the refs, well, not as much as Luka, but with the mascots, with everybody, anybody, the child on the bench, anybody could get beef with Devin Booker at this point. So I just think that the storylines behind the players, especially KD and Kyrie being teammates, type of thing,
Hmm.
that would be total drama island. I would say for a playoff series, but who knows if it's going to happen. And then lastly, I got the
So
Brooklyn. Go ahead, Hans.
no, oh no, I was actually looking. If I was about to say if you was your fifth fixture, but I know where you're calling it.
Yeah, I got Brooklyn versus Toronto, which may seem a lot underwhelming when you first
That's
think
good.
about it,
That's
because
actually good.
yeah, I like it because these are two teams that probably, and you look at them on paper, they may be kind of similar to some extent. You got a lot of young guys, long players that could defend, etc., etc. Not a lot of star power on the teams.
Right.
Toronto, you could consider Pascal Siakam probably their star, but
Or Freddie, come
or
on.
Fred, yeah, like, but they haven't really been that standout this year. To, I just feel like it would make for fun. This is for the playing matchup, by the way. Sorry, this would be
Right.
winner takes all. I think this would be electric because both teams really, really would want that spot. The Nets have, even though they don't have the star power, Mikal Bridges has morphed into essentially their star at the moment. It'd be exciting to see him, go head to head with someone in
That's
a
the
playoff
same
type
guy that came
atmosphere.
from said team.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that that's a intriguing matchup because of the youth of the
Yeah,
The,
players, and
I think the better unit would win
mhm,
that game just because of the dynamics of each team. Is not a similar matchup to the one you call with 76ers and Heat,
Heat. Yeah, I
where
know.
they got somebody for everybody. But I think as a unit, each team could bring something that would be a good challenge for the
Yeah,
other team.
yeah,
And I think that from that angle, it would be a good game for sure.
yeah. You said it better than me.
all right,
Hakeem, wish
all
list.
right. All right, so this is not of order of what I think the best fixtures would be, but I'm definitely starting off with the Kings versus the Warriors. I
Mm,
think being two California teams, I would say the rise of the Kings and somewhat the fall of the Warriors. The coaches, are known to
are
each
linked.
other. Mike
Yeah.
Brown and Steve Kerr, so they are familiar with each other, playing styles. I just think that'd be a great fixture. De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Steph, Clay. I just think that's a great fixture all around. You look at all the individual versus, so the one on one. So that's definitely a fixture
Yeah.
I will look
Yeah.
forward to. That would be high intensity. How do the Warriors keep up?
Yeah.
But then the Warriors still have the threes because they're hitting the threes.
Mhm.
But the Kings are youthful and like to push the pace. So I think that's a good lineup.
I want to add to that,
It's
Hakim, because I
mhm,
feel like
mhm.
that's true. Is like the Kings literally. I don't want to say copy, but they pretty much copy the Warriors' identity and put it on the Kings team. Literally,
It's a certain extent. It's a certain
Sabonis
extent.
is Draymond. Kevin Herter is clear. I mean, De'Aaron Fox ain't really a
There
sniper.
is, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
Steph Curry,
He's in his
but
own,
yeah,
he's in his
yeah,
own
but in
regard.
his
Yeah,
own way, like that's a good one, Hakeem. That's a good call.
yeah. I looking forward to that. That would be crazy, and that I want that could actually happen too in the playoffs because
Yeah,
right now the Kings are in third, and the Warriors are in sixth. So that's actually a legitimate
yeah, a
first round
possible.
if this
Yeah,
how the stand as it is. So that's definitely my first lineup. My second lineup, you kind of called already. The Heat versus 76ers for all the reasons you called. Just that they've faced each other a number of times. I think for the last two playoffs in the East. So there's no good blood there. That's just pure heat, pure fight. So I'm looking forward to see the Heat versus 76ers. And Embiid, can he get it? Jimmy, as you know, is playoff Jimmy. The man goes off in the playoffs. Started dropping 40-point pieces, back-to-back games. So that's definitely a lineup I'm looking forward to. The Heat are aging, so I don't know, if they can still, capitalize on their team as it is constructed at the moment.
yeah.
But I still do believe they have a good chance. So definitely looking for that lineup. I would say the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. I would love to see that happen. That
Oh,
is
that's
that
smoke.
that is a that's one that's a playoff match. That's no playing as a playoff match. The Grizzlies in second, Lakers will finish seventh. So that is something that I would love to see happen. All that talk that Ja and his team had. Granted, we know Ja is taking a turn now. He's gone. He's dealt with his issues. But I
I don't
would
know about
love.
that.
He still has to own up. He still. Oh, we all say he did, but he still got pay for his sins, pay for what he said. And the Lakers got a memory and LeBron ready for him. So I would love to see that lineup. And
The good and the worst.
the shit Shannon Sharpman be right there in the front row too. So that definitely is gonna be amazing. Then they have the Cavs versus Knicks. I think these two teams
Yeah.
are relatively no one really expects them to go far in the playoffs, I would say. But I would say they're like dog horses. They're in the middle of the pack right now in the East. Pretty good teams. Each have an all-star on their roster. So it's just really open to the taking. So if they could win, they could be potentially as a the Arsenal maybe get to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
finals. You never know.
That's a
So
good
I
challenge
think
for
Yeah.
Jalen,
Yeah.
though. I think
yeah, Jalen Brunson there.
as
They
a
got
point, yeah. I think that's
I
a
think
good
that's a
challenge.
really good. I said it's not like the Cavs are the top three team right now. The East, Bucks, Celtics, 76ers. You don't really want to play those teams in the first round. Those and the caliber by itself. But so you have an avenue right now, which is the Knicks and the Cavs, to get into the second round and then see where you go from there. So I think that's a good opportunity there. So I would like to see that fixture. And then last but not least, the Suns versus the Clippers. I just think you know KD being on the Suns, Russ on the Clippers. Just to go head to head is always fireworks. So that's something I would like to see. KD obviously still being regarded as one of the better players or the best player in the league at the moment. Russ, not so much, but I believe Russ will rise to the occasion to play against KD. Booker, as you said, Booker wants to smoke with any player.
Everybody.
Kawhi, he's proven he is one of the better players in the league once again. He's held some criticism for his load management, as well as
Hey,
Paul
that
George.
works.
But but you would say they should be well rested. Tyloo's a damn good coach, so I think that would be a good tactical series. A lot of stars in those lineups. So I could see definitely some high scoring games.
Yeah.
Some good
PG and
plays,
KD
good
is a good
basketball.
matchup.
Pardon me.
PG and KD is a good matchup, I think.
Yeah. Well, KD might soft Paul George, to be fair. But hopefully Paul George is back. I know he just got an
Yeah.
injury, so he has to be
Yeah. Evaluating.
reevaluated in a couple weeks. But assuming all teams are healthy and good to go, I think that is an amazing fixture there. So those are my five fixtures. So if I had to pick my favorite, I would definitely say the Lakers and Grizzlies,
Hmm.
and probably Kings and Warriors. I look forward to the Kings and Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I would pick the Philadelphia versus the Sixers versus the Heat. I think that would be a dog fight. It probably might not be as like as flamboyant as or offensively
Yeah, the
driven
games.
as, like, for example, the Kings versus the Warriors or
As
something like
gonna,
that.
as gonna be like a game playing
Yeah,
in the
that could be like
80s.
a, yeah, a Rough Rider game, a Rough Rider series. So, uh, yeah, man, I think we have some good matchups, I would say. Uh,
I agree. I agree. Some good matchups from the guys.
If you
People's
had to
at
pick a
home.
favorite, right?
from
Go ahead.
from your
But
set.
from yours,
No, no, I was
from yours,
saying
from
the
yours.
the Sixers versus the
Oh,
Heat. That
seven
was my,
Sixers.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. That's my.
Yeah, Sixers and Heat.
I don't go a
Peoples, if
second
you're
one.
at home watching, let us know who you think would have a good matchup, either in the first round of the playing or in the playoffs. Looking forward to hearing from you because you might got a matchup out there that we definitely did not consider that might be great. So put it in the comments because we're interested in finding out what that is for sure. Prediction time, fellas.
these are
I think we've
awful.
been dreading.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I think I went 0 for 3.
Yeah, me too. Because we had the same thing.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, this is
A tough
not my
one.
best week.
Tough
Yeah,
losses.
we could just gloss over this. We could let's go.
I mean, to be honest, Celtics at Kings was a surprise.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean
not
they got
expecting.
destroyed. I was like, oh my goodness. The Celtics.
It
Well,
was
Jalen Brown
painful.
went off. That's what. Jalen Brown was
Mhm.
cooking them boys. I don't know what he had to eat for dinner or whatever it was, but he wasn't
Some
playing.
grown cassava.
It's pretty sure he had like 45, 40. He had 45, 47.
Me against the
The
Kings.
Kings, yeah, he had 40
20,
something.
20, I seen 27 points.
That's a great game.
Jalen Brown.
You
Jalen
sure
Brown.
that's not
That's
is
an
that the
older
game that was
game.
on Tuesday?
Or are you talking about a different game, maybe?
Tuesday, March 21st. Yeah, he had 21 points. So
I,
27 points.
my bad then. I thought it was
I
that game.
guess he was on the highlights a lot.
Tatum had 36.
Well, I don't know. Jalen Brown had a game that he had 40 something recently, probably then. I don't know which one it is. But either way, they got dismantled nonetheless
Yep.
from the Celtics.
Kings got that, that's for sure. And
Embarrassing.
then Warriors at Mavs. I really thought Mavs had that, but again they lost in the fourth quarter. Warriors just put some heat on them and they couldn't stay in the kitchen. And then they ended up losing that game, which was a disappointment again. But hey, it is what it is. I think they lost by like 2 points, 3 points.
2 points. Yeah, two
So
points.
yeah, so it was kind of upsetting. And then Bucks at Nuggets.
Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't see this
Bucks
one
Yeah.
coming
lost
at
one.
all.
Yeah. I mean,
Bucks lost one.
that was kind of tough, but I mean, that could have gone either way, really and truly. Uh, but it went the Denver way. Jokic came out, showed out, and as I told you, that would be a, a talking point for MVP. So we could say Jokic got one up on Giannis in that regard. So
Mhm.
now Jokic and Embiid tonight, we got to tune in tonight to see what's going to happen in that matchup because again, this might be something deciding. The race is so close. Like, oh, these games matter. I think Embiid is playing Giannis sometime this week too. So like, all three MVP candidates, top three MVP candidates, face off within a week span, and oh boy, the results of these games will probably matter. Will carry so much weight
Hey,
into the people's decisions as to
MVP
who wins
voting.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I
like,
think if Jokic um beat Embiid, then it's kind of sealed.
I don't know. I can't say that
This is
because
You
kind of
never know.
Embiid
provided
still got
that
to play
they will
Giannis.
continue to. Yeah, but Jokic would have already beat both of them.
I guess. But then the whole argument is no, Jokic don't play in the defense. Giannis and Embiid, such good defensive players, yada yada yada. Like
Yeah,
all
I
that
guess
is,
if you're
yeah.
looking at it from
Like it is one of the toughest races that I've seen in a while. Truthfully, and Giannis, I might be talking about Giannis. Giannis might not even be in it like that because he missed so many games. But I feel that he is. He pretty much carried our team a lot this season. I don't think a lot of people realize that Chris Middleton been out majority of the
Yeah,
season.
a good part of the
He played like
season.
20 something games for the season. We like, and Drew Holiday been out a while too, and Giannis has just been backpacking. But it's just that he been out too. So And be saying their three best players been out so much time, and these guys still got the best record in
Still a good
NBA.
record.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep,
like
yep.
that is crazy. That is
Well,
crazy.
two of us went 0-3,
Yeah.
and one of us went what?
One for three.
Yeah, 1-3. Still edging up the guys a little bit,
Yeah.
stretching that lead.
Well, we got like 2 weeks
More
left now.
weeks left,
Yeah.
and no, boys, you gotta.
I gotta get a train all week this week coming to really catch back, because if not, then that's the end, boy. That's the end. None of you can catch us, boy.
Hey, if you guys don't catch me next week, then
That's a wrap.
I can go and get a crown made
That's
for
it.
me. I'm gonna have a crown made for me. This week's matchups though, we got Pelicans at Warriors. Hakim, who you got?
Pelicans at Warriors. Warriors.
Yeah.
Their home record has been pretty good.
Good call.
Yeah, Zion's out.
Whole that last
Big.
night from the Wolves, just gonna slay that in there. So that was a great game. Truthfully, that was a great game. You miss a good one.
Yeah,
Right,
let's
we're
take on the
watching highlights now.
Warriors.
Well, Warriors for me as well, Raybon. Who you
Yeah,
got?
that's an easy pick. Warriors been exceptional at home.
Easy pick, we said. We hope we don't go another 0 for
That's
3.
true. Hey, that
Hey,
is so true,
We did
because
this. We did last time.
and the Pelicans find some way to get back into seventh this weekend. So
I don't know they got it then.
I don't
I
know
might
either.
got a point to prove.
Exactly. So
So.
you gotta watch out for that as well.
I know I can differ from somebody right here. Lakers at Bulls. You got Raybon.
I scared for the Lakers. How they play the Bulls. I watched that game yesterday. I'm really sure, but again, is I'll put my money on the Bulls, man.
Bulls for me as well, Hakim. Nah.
Lakers.
Nah,
Yeah.
just kidding.
We got them. I got them to win our game.
Yeah.
Can't
You
lose
want to put
twice.
numbers on it?
You mean
Just
the
for
score
fun.
line?
No. Yeah.
You could do a range, like they can lose by more than
Yeah.
10 points. That's not 10 points.
I got Lakers to win. I got Lakers playing 5 points.
Winning by
Less
5
than,
points.
or that's not 5 points.
You remember? Five less
5
than
points
yeah.
or less.
Yeah, 5 points or less.
Okay.
That's a tight game here. That's only 2 shots.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Knicks at Cavs.
That's my fixture. That's my fixture, legit right there.
Yeah.
I go in with
This
Cavs
one,
for this one.
this one a little bit.
It's playing
Oh,
at
the
it's playing
Knicks
at
been
Knicks.
playing good away. Knicks probably got the best away record
It's
I
playing
see
at
all
Cavs?
season. Yeah, it's playing like Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
And this could also determine, this matchup could also determine the position who gets home court advantage as well. So this is a
Yeah.
tough one, boy. I ain't even sure where to go this one. You know what? Like
go
this is
with
my
the-
last
I go
week
with the
to
Knicks.
risk. Yeah, this is my last week to risk. So I might hit something on this. I going with the
Hit the
Knicks.
jackpot.
I going with the
All
Knicks.
right.
Go with the Knicks. Same.
This is a nice mix up. I liking it. I really excited to see what's gonna happen this week. Tomorrow is the first one. Got to tune in. Then Lakers and Bulls for sure be tuning in for that one.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Pat Bev go at Lakers again. You know that he got a point to prove. And he can rally up the troops
Yeah.
at Bulls to get at Lakers. So that'll be fun. And then Hakeem, that's your pick. Knicks and Cavs. So we'll get like a sneak peek of what could be
what
in the
could be, yeah,
playoffs
in the
if
What
it
could be?
happens. Right? So looking forward to that. F1 coming up this weekend, fellas.
Yeah.
We had a break last week. We going in Australia.
Melbourne.
Don't wonder,
Melbourne,
mate.
Australia. I think this is going to be the first time in a long time that Daniel Ricciardo is not going to be on the grid at home in Melbourne. But Oscar Piastri will be though, so the Aussie fans still got
Some way to
cast
root
of
for.
support. I don't think there'll be a lot of cheers for him though, based on where McLaren is, but we will see. Looking to see what's his name, Alonso, in that Aston Martin do wonders again. Looking to see Checo put the pepper in Max Verstappen. You can see that fight up top. And then, of course, our homeboy Z Maloney in the F2 Championship.
Hmm.
Hopefully, get a good qualifying this time.
Hopefully,
Is
I'm sure he can be going for it
that was
pretty hard
hey.
this race because it's twice now back to back.
Mm-hmm.
He only got so much chances to prove prove himself. I would say F2 because this race competitive. I would say in terms of like
Yep.
the level of competition is pretty like tight in F2. So you really gotta go out there and impress and be consistent, set yourself apart from the rest of the drivers if you can. So gotta
Facts.
start with the qualifying.
And and you got so much rival junior drivers as well
Hmm.
to compete against. So it's not just the entire grid. It's like your program that you're competing against. All these rival drivers that trying to get a seat at rival at some point in them career. So I think he'll do well though. This track is not as as straight as Qatar is, even though, or I should say, as flat out as Qatar is. So I think he'll be a little bit more racy. He doesn't have to worry too much about the walls. We don't know if that was his thing, or his issue in Qatar or what's not. But looking forward to see him do well. And that's pretty much it from me as it relates to other sports. I don't know if you guys want any other people tuning to any other sports. What's going on in the football world, Hakim?
I haven't really been following it as much as I used to, I would say. But I know right now the Premier League is about to resume this Saturday. There's a big game weekend, a lot of fixtures on the lineup. So it should be is a important fixture or important weekend, I should say, for the Premier League. This is as in the English Premier League race. Arsenal right now is at the top. If not won, I think
Gunners.
they've not won since 2000, and we think it is, and they're in a very good spot. So they need to keep winning. I think they have a 5 point lead on Man City, and they need to make
That's
sure
tight.
that it's very tight, and they need to make sure that they win their fixture. They have a reasonable fixture against Leeds United. I think Man City has to play Liverpool, which is a very good fixture to watch. If you want to watch a good football match, tune in for that. But I'm excited. Hopefully, Arsenal. I kind of want Arsenal to win, so I'm hoping they can actually pull it off. But we'll see. We'll see.
Nice. I
That's it for me
know
in terms of football.
I know Champions League has been there as well. I still want Real Madrid to win Champions League, but I don't know what's going on. So
Real
you know how it
Madrid.
is. Real,
Yeah,
buddy, Real.
that's their competition. They some will find a way. No matter how bad the season is going, they some will find a way to win
Hey,
the Champions League.
great. That's that great.
Yeah, just say you could just stamp it on them. Resume. You know, you could pencil them in for it pretty much every time it
Bo-
seems.
bona fide semi-finalists every year.
Hmm. That's crazy.
Any news from you, Rayvon?
I
If
pretty clear.
not,
Just been locked in NBA. I been seeing the whispers with the UFL Champions League as well. I think a lot of cricket been going on somewhere too. Haven't
mhm.
been locked in on
think
that
I
either.
think West Indies beat South Africa the other day
Yeah,
actually.
which is surprising.
It's good for us, yeah. I mean,
Um,
South Africa is not the best team as they used to be, but
mhm,
to get a win nonetheless is pretty good for the West Indies.
Last week, I think it was to see Usman defeated by what is my name? UFC. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Edwards. Can't remember the first name. I think. Um, that seemed to have been a good fight. Uh, Nothing else from me that comes to mind that really stands out. I don't think there's anything coming up. We just got a race weekend, this weekend, so looking forward to that
Mm-hmm.
most of all this weekend and continuing looking at the standings shifting in the Western Conference for the NBA. So
Yep. Every time a match happen in the West, that table will be packed.
yep.
You gotta check the standings. That's what you do. Check a fixture and check the standings immediately.
A little update though. I think the Mavericks series speaking bad on their name right now. They hear dismantling the Pacers, uh,
Mm-hmm.
up by like it's almost 20 points. Or is it 20 points?
This
Hey,
is
there's
third.
30 points. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
What?
Which quarter?
This is the fourth quarter, 7 minutes
Fourth
left.
quarter.
So there's
Okay.
one
Let me
thing
see
81 is
what
the
the
score.
All right, we can see what the range is at the end of the four to see if our analysis of Mavs and four quarters is pretty accurate.
No, this one, this well, that's true. But
Hey,
if they
we got
beating the
seven
team so
minutes to
bad,
go.
they might just say,
There's nothing.
let it
It's
yeah,
nothing clutch at the moment. It's
exactly.
nothing really clutch at this point
Ain't
in
gonna be
time.
clutch. So
Yeah.
they can just probably let some
Point,
experience play.
point value, point
Yeah,
value. That's true. That's true. But yeah, no. It was a pleasure sharing this time with you guys,
yes, sir.
chopping it up on NBA. I had some time. I had something to talk about in Supercross, like some crazy racing going on over the weekend. But I'll talk about that next weekend because there's a break.
Okay.
But yeah, had fun chopping it up with you guys this week. Hope to see you next week, Hakeem. And I just want to close the curtains on this. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Zavi, we appreciate your comment. Hope you come next week and tune in as well and chop it up with us in the comment section. So with that, Astro Bros are out, peoples. See you next week.
Yes, sir.